today we are looking at the chapter 2 of the principle of account, and we are looking at the profit and loss account. Then the profit and loss account comes after your trading account, and this one shows if the organization have made profit or they have made loss. So we are looking at the account. So we are looking at close all revenue accounts to income summary, then close all expenses accounts to income summary, then close income summary by allocating each partner's shares of net income or loss to the individual account. Then through that profit and loss account, then we are going to have the appropriation account. The appropriation account is where you have your inventories. Now, if you look at the chapter 12, verse this place, you see it that we have the partner A, partner B, which I explained last week. Then we look at the income of the partners and how the allowances and what they made. Then we're also looking at remaining income, which is 20,000, and the 20,000 has to be shared between them. Then we move on to the allocation of the shares. Then we have 60,000, 40,000, and 100,000. But today, I want us to look at the statement of partners of the partners' equity. Statement of partners' equity. The statement of partners' equity starts with capital balance at the beginning of the accounting period and reflects additional investment made by the partners during the year and net income for the period and withdrawals. So we look at the partners here. We look at the capitals. The two partners had a capital of 40,000 and 30,000 each, which gives us 70,000. Additional investment, which is 10,000, 20,000, that's 30,000. The capital plus investment, that is the additional investment plus the capital. A has 50,000, B 50,000, and the total is 100,000. Then we look at net income for the year, which is the addition of investment and the capital. Then we have 60,000 for A, then 40,000 for B, then 100,000. Then balance. On the balance, we have the capital plus investment. That is the capital plus investment. We have 50,000, and the net income for the year is 60,000, and it gives us 110,000. Why 50 plus 40 on part of B gives us 90,000. An addition of that gives us 200,000. And then we could look at the withdrawal there. There's a withdrawal there. The both of them withdrew. One of them, A, withdrew 30,000, B withdrew 20,000, and the both withdraw at 50,000. Then you deduct the withdrawal from the amount. Then when we get to the current account of the partners, we are going to look at the interest that is on withdrawal. They have to pay interest on withdrawal. So you have the total capital here as 80,000 and 70,000. Now that's their withdrawal. The balance minus the withdrawal give us 80,000, 70,000, and 150,000 naira. Then we move on to the equity section of the balance sheet. On the equity section, we have the partners capital to be 80,000. Then partners B capital 70,000 naira. And if you add them together, you have 150,000 naira. Then here you see admission of new partner that I explained to us last week. Admission of new partners. That means they have to share some of the money that they have. If you look at it on the debit side of the capital account, we have 10,000, then another 10,000, which was the profit that both of them made from the account. Then partner C capital is 20,000 naira. Then if you move on there, you now see cash. The cash that is 30,000, then 30,000. That's partner. That's capital. The C partner C capital. Then look at the allocation of interest. Now the allocation of interest is very simple. The owner's interest. Then assume that a sole proprietor agreed to admit a single equal partner for a certain amount of money. The sole proprietor partner A will give the new partner B an equal share in the partnership. So if they have 100% interest of the sole proprietor, will be divided in half, so that each of the two partners will have 50,000 interest in the partner. So that means they are sharing equal percentage of what profit or loss that they have made there. Then if you look at example 2, we are looking at example 2. Assume that partner A and B have 50,000 each, and they agree to admit partner C and give him an equal share of the ownership. Each of the three partners will have 33.3 interest in the partnership. Interest of partners A and B, A and partner B will be reduced by 50% each to 33.3 each. In effect, each of the two partners sold 16.7% of each, equal to partner C. Now, how do we get the 33.3%? We got the 33.3% by dividing 100% by 3. You divide the 100% by 3. If you divide 100% by 3, you are going to have 33.3333. 33.333. So if you bring it you now have 33.3 because it's 333 all round. So in fact, each of the two partners sold 16.7% of equal. That means 33.3 divided by 2. 33.3 divided by 2, that gives you equal of 16.7% of his equity to partner C. That's this give it to him. Now we now look at example 3. Assume there are 3 equal partners who have 33.3% each, and the agreement to each fourth equal partner. Each of the 4 partners will have 25% in the partnership. Interest of the 3 partners will be reduced from 33.3 to 25% each. In effect, each of these 3 partners sold 8.3% of his equity to the new partner. How do we get that? Now, if you look at the first one, it was divided by 3, but now, even when it was divided, because they needed a fourth partner, they have to relinquish some of their interest. Now, they now have each to 25%. Now, if they have each 25%, that 25% divided by 4. If you divide 25% by 4, we are going to have, by 3, we are going to have 8.3% of his equity to the new partner. In each case, all partners must agree to the specific way to realign their partnership interest as a result of admitting a new partner. Now we are looking at equal partners. Example, assume there are 2 equal partners in the partnership. Partner A owns 60% equity, partner B owns 40% equity, and they agree to admit a third partner. Partner C has several options to join the partner. He can buy equity from partner A, he can buy equity from partner B, and he can buy equity from partner A and partner B. Partner A and B and partner B may both agree to sell 50% of their equity to partner C. In that case, partner A will have 30% interest, partner B will have 20%, and partner C will only 20% plus 20. That's, you have 50% interest of partner. So that's what we are saying to us, is that partner A and B will share 50%, and you see it there, 30% interest. Then partner B will have 20% interest. And if they have it like that, then partner C is going to have 50% of the total interest. So that we are having now 30, 20, 50. We have 30, 20, 50 as partnership. Then partner A and partner B may both agree to sell 25% of the equity to partner C. In that case, partner 3 will own, that's partner C, will own 15% plus 10%, that's 25% in the partner. So partner A may decide to sell 25% of its equity to partner C. Partner B may decide to sell 50% of its equity to partner C. Partner C will own 15% plus 20%. That's 35% of the partner's equity. Then we now move on to example 2. The other example 2, assume now that there are 3 partners. Partner A owns 50% interest, partner B owns 30% interest, and partner C owns 20% interest. Collectively, they own 100%. That is 50 plus 30 plus 20. That is 100% interest in the partnership. They agree to admit the 4 partners. As the previous case, partner B has a number of options. He can buy shares of interest from one of the partners or from more than one partners. Assume that 3 partners agree to sell 20% of interest in the partnership to the new partner. There are more than one way to align partnership interests. So let's look at equal percentage reduction. The 3 partners may agree to reduce their equity by equal percentage. That means they can decide to say 20%. They can decide to say 30%. They can also to say they are selling 40%. But now let's look at it. To sell 20% equity to new partners, that means every one of them, they are selling 20% of each of their partner. So how to sell 20%, that is 20% to 3 divided by 3. I mean 20% to 3, that is 20 times 3. We have 20% times 3, that's 20 over 100 divided by 3, or you can say 0.2 times 3. Then there we have 6.7% of his equity to the new partners. Then we look at equal proportion reduction. In 3 partnership may choose equal proportion reduction instead of equal percentage reduction. Then had there been only one partner who owns 100%, selling 20% interest, would reduce ownership interest of the organization owned by 20%. The same approach can be used to buy equity for each of the partners. Each of the existing partner may agree to sell 20% of his equity to the new partner. The result for the new partner will be the same as if a single owner sold his own interest. Now, if they decide to sell 80%, 20% of the equity, now if you look at the table we have here, you can see it there, that the partners, before they sold their partnership, the equity, they have 50% A, 30% B, then 20% for C. Now they decided to sell 20% of that same proceed. Now, don't forget, it was 100%. If you add them together, 50 plus 30 plus 20, it gives us 100%. That's 100%. Now, don't forget that 50 has, the amount of equity they are selling is 20% of equity they are selling. So if they are selling 20% equity, it's going to give us 50 times 80%. 50 times 80%. If you multiply 50 to 80%, we are going to have about 400, that's about 40%. That's what we are going to have. Then if you do the same thing on 30%, on 30 times 80, we have 24%. Then 20 times 80, that is for C, we have 16%. Now, if you have 16%, if you add those ones together, that's 40 plus 24, that gives you 64%. Then 64 plus 16, that gives you 80%. And if it gives you 80%, then 80% plus 20, 80% plus 20, then that gives you 100%. Gives you 100%. Then by next we are looking at the partnership bonus, and we'll meet next week. I will give you the assignments next week by grace of God. Thank you very much, and God bless you.